Abiasi pias asamatosi matkama paramo baba mad atama pikamani ruban sidim avapsiasi. Word for word translation. Abiasi, in practice. Api, even if. Asamataha, unable. Asi, you are. Matkama, my work. Paramaha, dedicated to. Baba, become. Matatam, for my sake. Api, even. Kamani, work. Provan, performing. Sidim, perfection. Avapsiasi, you will achieve. Translation and purport by Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada Ki. Translation. If you cannot practice the regulations of Bhakti Yoga, then just try to work for me, because by working for me, you come to the perfect stage. Purport. Please repeat. If you cannot practice the regulations of Bhakti Yoga, then just try to work for me, because by working for me, you come to the perfect stage. Purport. One who is not able even to practice the regulative principles of Bhakti Yoga under the guidance of a spiritual master can still be drawn to this perfectional stage by working for the Supreme Lord. How to do this work has already been explained in the 55th verse, the 11th chapter. One should be sympathetic to the propagation of Krishna consciousness. There are many devotees who are engaged in the propagation of Krishna consciousness, and they require help. So even if one cannot directly practice the regulative principles of Bhakti Yoga, he can try to help such work. Every endeavor requires land, capital, organization, and labor. Just as in business, one requires a place to stay, some capital to use, some labor, and some organization to expand. So the same is required in the service of Krishna. The only difference is that in materialism, one works for sense gratification. The same work, however, can be performed for the satisfaction of Krishna, and that is spiritual activity. If one has sufficient money, he can help in building an office or temple for propagating Krishna consciousness, or he can help with publications. There are various fields of activity, and one should be interested in such activities. If one cannot sacrifice the results of his activities, the same person can still sacrifice some percentage to propagate Krishna consciousness. This voluntary service to the cause of Krishna consciousness will help one to rise to the higher states of love for God, whereupon one becomes perfect. Hare Krishna. If you cannot practice the regulations of Bhakti Yoga, then just try to work for me, because by working for me, you come to the perfect stage. Hare Krishna. So here, Krishna was telling Arjuna, before this text, Krishna was trying to let Arjuna know that there are various ways by which one can get to the perfectional stage or become a bhakti yogi. So it started with those who are already highly elevated, who have the pure love already, who have the bhakti already, who have the pure love of Godhead already. And then he also talked about the fact that if you cannot, with those I just talked about, Krishna Mahati Asese, their minds are fixed on him. there is not a timer because they are not in Krishna consciousness. And that is why they've been able to develop that pure love of God. And I say, if you cannot always fix your mind on Him, practice the regulative principles of Bhakti Yoga. And then here he's now saying, if you can still not follow the practices of these regulative principles, just try to work for me. Until when my as I said, Krishna is really love, because unrestricted to only one like one field, because there are differences between us. We have different capacities. So if you cannot be the first class, or another option to be the second class. If you cannot be that, still he's giving us knowledge of the fact that you can still work for him, and working for him will bring you to the perfectional stage of love of Godhead. And Srila Prabhupada gave examples in the purport. Say, for example, in, let's say, Ghana, the government institutions, private institutions, they need support. They need, Srila Prabhupada mentioned, like capital. They need land where you put up structures, because no organization can just function in the thin air. You need structures, infrastructure, so obey meeting, whatever you want to do you need it. You need labor, you need people. So you need a physical cash to be buying things. So in the same way, in Krishna consciousness or ISKCON, it is an institution, it's a spiritual institution. And so we need these material facilities to be able to propagate the mission of Srila Prabhupada. We hear temple, we hear ashrams, we need vehicles, we need paraphernalia, they perform Krishna consciousness, so many other things. We need labor, we need Lakshmi. And Krishna say, won't you mean follow these regulative principles of Bhakti Yoga, which we know them. The no meat eating, no illicit sex, no gambling, no intoxication, chanting the holy names, preaching, eating prashadam. So they won't mean and follow this strictly. But still, you work for me. So if you are working in any institution, or you have your own company, you have your own business, do it with the intention that you are doing it for Krishna. You are doing it, whatever you get out of it, Krishna consciousness movement, support, so that by doing that, Ebema also move up the ladder to be able to get to the highest stage. This is what Krishna is saying, and this is a clear indication of love. Krishna Omaya say, say, if you cannot be here because you don't have that capacity, come here, you do this. If you cannot do this, you still do this. So this is a very positive message, and Krishna Demaya through Srila Prabhupada. And we must be encouraged by this. Those of us who have started Krishna consciousness, following these regulative principles, and yet say nipa chen will be, and I say it's just by fortune. It is just by fortune. The number of times we are not able to remember. This is the only lifetime Krishna consciousness. But we have been practicing in the past, in our past lives, and we are able to try to do at least something for Krishna. And so it is just by fortune. It is just by fortune. And still Krishna is saying, even if you cannot follow these regulative principles, you go and work. Because this is your real home. And yet, they say our real home is Goloka, Vrindavan, which has been extended onto this planet through the temples. Srila Prabhupada and Acharyas in the Bible. Because we have been made to understand that every temple is an embassy to the spiritual world. And if you work now, whatever you get, whatever support to Krishna consciousness, if you know, gradually you'll be coming home. You'll be getting to that perfectional stage. Srila Prabhupada kind. Because there are so many of us. Juma, I dream say, the boy, bra, I share a bush in an ade. Send a bear, when you baby theatre, you some form of security. You wait me there, Marcus Papa, you bring your cars, you bring our peace of mind. But if you don't do all these things with Krishna at the center, you will not get that peace of mind. You will not get any satisfaction out of it. Because you will still never be able to satisfy your senses. The Prabhupada come over, say, the only, so they say me, the only difference is that in materialism, one works for sense gratification. The same work, however, can be performed for the satisfaction of Krishna, and that is spiritual activity. And it's a Jumano. You are getting the money to satisfy yourself. That is a material activity in a way. But Srila Prabhupada said, the same work in our way, and if you are doing it just with the consciousness, Krishna, whatever I get is for Krishna, it becomes spiritual just by this consciousness. And so we must carry this message as a weapon in our hearts and in our minds. Now, I encourage you, whatever we are doing, it will definitely get us to the highest stage of Krishna consciousness or Bhakti Yoga. Hare Krishna. See, Madam Anubesi, if there is any question or comment, you can bring it so that we share it. It's clear. Clear like crystal. Okay, thank you. So if there is no question or comments, we end the class. Tantra Srimad Bhagavad Gita ISKCON. Srila Prabhupada ki. Yeah.